Ever since she left, I've had this gaping, giant hole in my heart, a void. And when she was finally gone, I realized how deep the scars truly were. The emptiness existed before her, no doubt, but it felt like the equivalent of pulling a knife out of someone and just stabbing them again. The hole was much bigger now, and I realized that all this time, I'd simply been using her as a coping mechanism, as a distraction of sorts, a reason to keep going, a motivation, a drive. That doesn't mean I didn't love her. Of course I did. I loved her more than anything else in this godforsaken fucking world. But it didn't change anything. I tried my hardest, my absolute best. It all amounted to nothing in the end. In the end, I'm the loser. I'm the one sitting alone on my rugged couch in this tiny apartment, scrolling mindlessly on my phone, trying to stimulate myself in any and every way, just to avoid bursting into tears every few minutes. I told myself that the day the door closed behind her was the day the floor fell out. I wanted to believe that the emptiness was something she created on her way out, a fresh wound carved into clean skin. But if I'm being honest with the quiet in this room, if I'm dropping the pretense for 10 seconds, the rot was already sitting in the foundation. The cavern was already under the house. Before she showed up, there's always this quiet, hollow ache sitting right behind my ribs, a low frequency hum of cold air that I never quite knew how to turn off. But when she came along, it felt like someone finally reached in and plugged the leak. She became the anchor. She became the reason to wake up, the reason to iron a shirt, the motivation to keep moving forward through a world that had always felt gray and sharp at the edges. That's the part that hurts to even put into words, because people like to simplify things. They want to say, if you used her as a crutch, then it wasn't real. But it was real. It was the only real thing I've ever held in my hands. It's just that when she finally walked away, it didn't feel like a simple goodbye. It felt like someone taking a knife that had been stuck in your side for years, the blade that was somehow keeping you from bleeding out, and ripping it free, only to plunge it right back into the exact same tear. The hole isn't just back, it's wider. It's jagged around the edges now. And standing here, looking down into it, I realized that all that time, all those months and years, I was just using her warmth as a shield. A beautiful, radiant distraction to keep from looking down at the dark beneath my own feet. And the part that turns my stomach, the thought that loops in my head until my temples throb, is the sheer, absolute futility of all of it. I didn't hold back. I didn't play it cool. I didn't sit on my hands or coast through the quiet months. I poured every single drop of effort, every ounce of care, every shred of energy I possessed into that girl. I tried my hardest, my absolute, unvarnished best. I adjusted my whole life to fit around her smile. I tried to be the wall she could lean on, the person who would always be there no matter how heavy things got. And look at where all that effort landed me. Look at the return on that investment. At the end of the day, the math doesn't care about your intentions. The universe doesn't hand out credit for trying hard. In the end, I'm the one sitting alone on a scuffed, rugged couch in a tiny, silent apartment that smells like stale air and cold coffee. I'm the loser. That's just the plain, objective truth of the board. You look around the room and you realize that all that love, all that desperate, clawing effort didn't buy a single inch of insurance. It didn't keep the room from going cold. It didn't stop the silence from moving back into the closet. I spent every chip I had in my pocket. I bled myself completely dry, trying to keep the fire lit. And I'm still the guy holding an empty matchbook in the dark, wondering what I did wrong. I sit here on this broken sofa, scrolling mindlessly through an endless feed of strangers, looking at pictures of people I don't know, reading arguments I don't care about, watching 3-second video clips of lives that have nothing to do with mine. I'm just trying to feed the machine, just trying to bombard my brain with micro spikes of light and sound, scrambling for any pathetic little crumb of stimulation I can find. It's not because I'm interested. It's not because it's entertaining. It's a dam. It's the only thin, flimsy wall standing between me and a total, humiliating breakdown. Because I know what happens the second the screen goes black. I know it's waiting in the dark if I put the phone down on the cushion for more than 60 seconds. The quiet starts to press against my throat. The realization of where I am and what I've lost comes rushing up from the floor, and my chest tightens until I can't get a full breath in. If I stop moving my thumb, I burst into tears. It's that simple. Every few minutes, I can feel the sting at the back of my eyes, that heavy, burning pressure in my throat that tells me the dam is cracking again. So I scroll faster. I open another app. I look at another useless screen. I turn myself into a human sponge, soaking up digital static just to keep from drowning in my own head. It's a terrifying thing when the illusion breaks and you see the machinery for what it really is. I spent so long convincing myself that I was fighting for a future, fighting for us, fighting to build something lasting. But when you strip away the romantic words and the grief, you're left with a cold, brutal reality. I was running as fast as I could from the person I am when nobody is looking at me. She wasn't just my partner. She was the curtain I pulled over the mirror. As long as she was standing there, as long as I was focusing on making her happy, I didn't have to look at the cracks in my own foundation. I didn't have to face the fact that I don't know how to exist inside my own skin without someone else validating my right to take up space. Now the curtain has been yanked down, the room is wide open, the air is cold, and the mirror is staring right back at me, trying to fill this void with noise, with packages, with people pleasing, with mindless scrolling. It doesn't patch the wall, it just shows you how vast the empty room really is. It shows you that you can pour an entire life into the whole. You can pour another human being's entire soul into it, and it will still be waiting for you, hungry and dark, the second they step away. I'm sitting in the dark of this tiny apartment, listening to the hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen, and the faint sound of traffic 3 stories down on the street. The tears are still there, sitting right behind my eyelids, heavy and hot, waiting for me to lose my grip for a single second. I used to think that if I fought hard enough, if I searched long enough, I'd find the missing piece. The right person, the right distraction, the right achievement, that would finally make the floor feel solid beneath my feet. But the dark in this room doesn't care about my searches. It doesn't care how hard I tried or how much I loved her. The void was here before she arrived. It stayed quiet while she was holding my hand. And now that she's gone, it's taken over every corner of the room. I can scroll until my eyes burn. I can leave every light in the hallway on. I can try to convince myself that tomorrow will be different. But the truth sits right here on the couch next to me, cold and patient. You can't fill a hole that has no bottom. All you can do is sit in the quiet, hold your breath, and wait to see how much deeper it goes. When you spend weeks trying to fill a void that isn't physical, your body starts to throw off strange signals. You get confused about what hunger actually is. I'll stand in front of the open fridge at 3 a.m, bathed in that cold, artificial glare, feeling this gnawing, hollow ache in the pit of my stomach. And I'll think, maybe if I just eat something, maybe if I put something real inside me, the physical sensation will trick my brain into thinking I'm full. But then I look at the food on the shelf, and the very thought of swallowing makes my throat close up. Food tastes like wet cardboard. Water just sits in your stomach like lead. It's a phantom appetite. Your soul is starving, so your stomach tries to take the blame. And sleep is no different. I'll collapse onto the mattress, exhausted down to the marrow in my bones, praying for 8 hours of complete non-existence. But sleep isn't an escape anymore. It's just an intermission where your defenses drop. In the daylight, I can at least use the phone or the noise to keep her out of my head for 10 seconds at a time. But in the dark, when my brain settles into REM, every suppressed memory, every word she ever whispered, every scent I've tried to scrub out of the sheets comes rushing back in full color. I wake up 3 hours later, drenched in cold sweat, my heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird, feeling 10 times more exhausted than when I laid my head down. That's the physical tax of carrying a crater. Your body becomes this frail, overworked engine trying to power a factory that burned down months ago. You can't feed it, you can't rest it, and you can't turn it off. It just hums along in the dark, burning through whatever fuel you have left, consuming you from the inside out until there's barely enough flesh left on your bones to keep the shadow upright. The scariest thing about a memory isn't how much it burns at first, it's the blur that comes later. In the beginning, the grief was sharp. It had distinct edges. I could close my eyes and hear her voice like she was standing 2 inches away from me in the hallway. I could remember the exact cadence of her laugh, the scent of her hair, the way her hand felt in mine when the rest of the world felt too loud. That pain was agonizing, but it was real. It had a name. It gave the void a specific, recognizable shape. But lately, the edges are dissolving. I sat here last night in the dark, trying to picture her smile, and it took my brain 5 terrifying seconds to assemble her face. I tried to remember the exact sound of her saying my name, and it sounded muffled, like a recording played from 3 rooms away under heavy blankets. That's the real horror of this place. You hold on to the pain because it's the last thread tying you to the only good thing you ever had. You nurture the ache because if you stop hurting, it means she's truly gone. But time doesn't care how tightly you clutch at the ghost. It wears the memory down anyway, grinding it into dust until the sharp, tragic heartbreak turns into a dull, featureless fog. And when the ghost starts to fade, you're left with something far worse than a broken heart. You're left with an empty room, a pale ring of dust on a shelf, and a cavern in your chest that doesn't even remember what used to live inside it. The void loses its name. It stops being about her, and it just becomes this. I think I've stopped fighting the air in this apartment. There's a shift that happens when you sit in the dark long enough. At first, you're an intruder in your own misery. You resist the quiet. You fight the shadows. You throw noise and screens and desperate favors at the walls, trying to push the emptiness back by an inch. There's a strange, terrifying mercy in reaching the absolute bottom. Once you're down here, lying flat against the cold dirt at the base of the pit, you don't have to worry about falling anymore. You just sit in the quiet, close your eyes, and let the room finish swallowing whatever is left of you. She didn't create the void. She just kept the cold air off my skin while she was here. And when she left, she didn't just break my heart. She took the curtain with her. She left me standing completely bare in front of a mirror I've spent my entire life trying not to look into. I'm done throwing things down the well. It's a different kind of terrifying than the panic. When you're crying, at least you know you're still alive. At least the pain is proof that there's a human heart under all the wreckage, still beating, still hoping for something to change. But this flat, featureless plane, where even her memory can't raise my pulse by a single beat, this is the point of no return. It's the moment you realize you didn't just fail to fill the void, you let the void fill you. You aren't standing at the edge of the hole anymore. You're just part of the dark. I'm done burning through my own dignity just to buy 5 minutes of fake warmth from people who don't even remember my name. The hole isn't going anywhere. It has no bottom, and I'm tired of trying to patch a canyon with dust. So let the room go quiet, let the phone stay black. I'm just gonna sit right here on this worn out couch in the middle of this tiny, dark apartment and let the silence take what's left. It's cold and it's empty, but at least down here at the bottom of the pit, there's nothing left to lose.